Righto, welcome back. This is Chennai inside the backpack part 3. Right, okay, where did we get to? First aid kit. Yeah, like I said, yeah, all the stuff will be in there. Should be listed on the back of it. Have a little read through before you buy it. For this journey, I've got more stuff than I needed to. I did use one bandage on a lovely Austrian's leg, but a foot healed, so no broken bones, so that was all right. But yeah, I've been very lucky. I haven't had to use any of it, but you know, it's always best to take even just a basic first aid kit. Survival tools and all that. You probably won't use any of this stuff or need it on the types of journey, or you know, if you're just going backpacking, or especially using guest houses, or if you're going into the wilderness with guides. Your guide should have any, you know, first aid kit and any of this survival stuff, so you shouldn't need it. But because I go on my own quite a bit, I always, you know, take more than I need. Okay, basically, I know it looks a mess. Every sort of survival kit should contain a reasonable knife or one of these multi-tools. They don't have to be expensive, but it's better if you get a decent one with a knife that won't or a blade that won't snap on you. One with a little saw on is helpful as well, but you can also get those wire saws that you can put up in trees and pull on either end, and it saws the branch off. Basically, yeah, a reasonable knife or a multi-tool, more than one way of lighting a fire. I've got waterproof matches. Longer lasting ones. They're bigger than as I put them everywhere. Right, the strike paper is on there, and they look weirder, and they've got a more of a burning life. That's what that is, than normal matches, and they will light in the rain. I've tried it, but for certain types of not fire sticks, fire lighters, those are the ones I bought in a camping store in the US. They don't burn long enough to actually light the thing, which was really aggravating. So I always take a couple of cheap lighters with me. I'm not recommending you use cheap lighters. What I've seen is I bumped into a smoker somewhere on this journey, and he had this electronic lighter with, like, it looked like a burner from a jet plane on it. That was excellent, and that burner was windproof. Perfect. Get one of those, or even two of them, loaded up and put them in there. I also, with very old school, I've got a worst case scenario. I've got an old, hang on, let me just show you this, an old tiny piece of hacksaw blade, and a little, I don't know if you can see that, it's basically a strip of magnesium, and if I can just show you, you know, that's it. Hang on. Yeah, that's basically what it does. Very awkward to try and do that in the rain and stuff. You're supposed to do that onto cotton wool or something very, very dry and very light that'll catch before your kindling and stuff, you know, catches light and stuff. Anyway, in the survival patch as well, extra to save going into your first aid kit, extra plasters. Also, I've never used it, thankfully, but a little mini shovel, just for if you have to do a number 2 in the wilderness. Always bury, yeah, your package, but toilet paper, don't put that in the ground, or try not to, and definitely not wet wipes. Try and put that all in a rubbish bag, plastic rubbish bag, obviously, and take that with you. Take it out of the wilderness. You don't want any of that, you know, left in the wilderness. I treated myself to a knife sharpener, which will sharpen anything from a machete to like a little kitchen knife or whatever. Very handy. It's got different ways of sharpening it on there. This was just again, from one of the retail outlets in, I think it was Walmart in America, or one of the, this might have been actually from a proper camping store. And again, it was, I think it was about $20 or $30. It's got, you can see it's got a rescue whistle, again safety matches, a way of signaling, a little signal mirror. Basically, if you're stranded in the middle of nowhere, you want to be warm, you want to have water, and you want to have shelter. Those are the main three things. And if you can, and obviously food's a bonus, if you can either catch it or make it or cook it up, sort of thing. What else have we got in here? Oh yeah, this was another close addition. There's some other stuff in there, I won't go into it. But super glue again. Yeah, some of my parts of my trainer fell off, and it was only the rubber sole of it, some part of it came off early on in hiking through the mountains and stuff, and they were, you know, road running shoes, so they're not designed for that thing. But yeah, super glue, another fantastic, in just takes up no space whatsoever, but so useful. But word of warning, after you've used it the first time, throw it at the next available place, throw it away. Don't keep it in your pouch, because as I found out, that wet wipe there is still stuck to the lid, and so in my my safety matches were stuck to the lid. So yeah, after you've used it once, ditch the rest of it, and so have like 1 or 2 little sachets of those things with you. Also with yeah, I carry a spare knife. That is basically a kitchen knife for food prep or whatever, but it's pretty useless. I mean, it's not sharp enough to, you know, be of any real use in the wilderness. Yeah, right. I think that's basically about it. Obviously, a water container. I just take a 1.5 litre water bottle with me, and make sure on that route that I've got places that I can fill it up, or places that I can get it out of a stream or a river that's you know, rapidly running, and I have tablets or whatever, a way of making that water safe, basically. Yeah. So that's basically, that's about it, all of it, I think. I think I've covered everything, except to say, yeah, I'd like to say, well, this is me, Rob Satchell, in Chennai in India. Wishing everybody that I've met on this fantastic journey a happy new year, and that is a car alarm. Yeah, there's no honking of horns at the moment, but yeah, you go 2 blocks that way, different story altogether. The real India is that way. But yeah, I'd just like to thank and say hello to everybody that I've met, and everybody that's been so generous and helpful on this journey. Everybody that I've bumped into hitchhiking in Alaska, new friends that I've made in Asia, in Southeast Asia, just everybody I've met, and people I've met in youth hostels, in guest houses, and even the hospitality of the last family at the last sort of guest house in Goa, who the owner of that German guy actually runs a motorbike trails business out of there for adventure bikers. Totally recommend that. You can find him and his, you know, his business if you go on the internet and just look up Goa and then bike rental, and his business and his guest house, and I think you'll come up. But anyway, yeah. So this is basically it for now. You'll probably see me next, hopefully within 2 years' time, hopefully in a year's time, in Central or South America. There's loads of stuff that I want to see there, and hopefully it'll be in HD. You're hoping to. And I'm going to try and make my videos a lot shorter. I know that I don't have editing equipment, and they have been a little bit long. Yeah, this is going into the 3rd section of 15 minutes just for this kit. But I'm hoping that what I've said, just covered basic stuff and all that, it's been a little bit helpful. But yeah, you know, even if you don't want to see all 3 of these videos, just get a good guidebook for any country that you're going to. There's 2 or 3 reasonable brands of guidebook, and they all have what kit that you need, recommendations for medication that you need to take with you, and obviously take multivitamins. I've had the effervescent tablets that dissolve in water on this journey, but you can take any sort of vitamins or mineral supplements, and I do recommend you do that, because I don't have my 5 a day. It's impossible to have my 5 a day really in Asia. I don't like all the food here. I have had a lot of fruit for breakfast, and it's been fantastic. I've had a lot of iced drinks that have given me no problems. Saying that, I wouldn't recommend that in most places in India, but yeah, bottled water rules basically. Yeah. Trying to think of anything else. Yeah, but anyway, all the lists of stuff that you'll need, any information with visas, any information with flights, at all. You know, obviously internet first stop, but get a guidebook once you know what country that you want to visit, or even if you haven't got the time or the spare cash to go abroad. There's so much stuff in your own country that you know, in my home country of England, there's loads of stuff if you just scratch beneath the surface, or even get a guidebook. You know, I mean, it sounds strange to get a guidebook for your home country and stuff, but there's things that in my home country that different caves, waterfalls that I never knew existed, that are absolutely beautiful and worth the journey to get to. But anyway, yeah, for information, yeah, obviously first stop, internet, and if you want to go do a certain journey, like I have done and stuff, or like I did a couple of years ago, I was hiking in Peru. I just looked up those trails that I was doing on the internet, and on YouTube, as hopefully you'll be seeing this, and people have done little videos. Some are helpful, some are not so helpful, some will have more information in than others, but yeah, guidebook worth the 20 quid or whatever it is to get, and just internet, that's yeah, basically fantastic sources. And if you can join a, you know, you don't need to join a travel group or club or whatever. You'll meet loads of travellers on your first day in your first city or in your first destination when you go travelling in your own country or abroad, especially in youth hostels. If you want to meet other like-minded travellers, always do youth hostels, and the quality of youth hostels, especially in the UK and Europe, has got fantastic in the last 15 to 20 years. They used to be rather dives, but they are fantastic now, and the youth hostels abroad are almost as good as well. So that is the best place to meet and make good new friends as well. So yeah, that's basically it for me. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll probably see you next in England. But yeah, I hope to see you next in Central America. So this is Rob Satchell saying goodbye for now, and from what little you can't see of India. And anyway, Happy New Year. Goodbye for now.